Car insurance rates skyrocketing to the moon as vandalisms and thefts increase. Huh. You mean insurance companies are saying, if you live in an area where your car is likely to get stolen, we're going to jack your insurance? Yeah, maybe your insurance has been, raised a tad bit. Yeah, let's get into it. Here we go. So car insurance rates are skyrocketing amid rising auto-related crime and worsening inflation for ordinary Americans. Hasn't everything gone through the roof? I mean, it's insane. The cost to renew my appraisal certification has darn near doubled. It's gone from like $560 to $980 to renew one professional license. Just absolutely through the roof. And a bunch of circumstances there. But the circumstances here are a lot more cars are being stolen. A lot more cars are being vandalized. You've just got crime in general. And yet, the narrative that we're being told is, crime's going down. It's decreasing. It's decreasing. So then why are insurance rates going through the roof? Well, it's a complex issue. No, it's not. Insurers base their rates on odds of your car getting jacked or broken into or whatever, right? And if you're in an area where that's likely, or if you have a Hyundai or a Kia, where it only takes a USB cable, set that bad boy up, turn it on, boom, go. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. While there are several reasons for the rate hikes, one important reason is the soaring amount of vandalism and theft befalling car owners. Much of the auto crime is being driven by President Joe Biden's migrants, newcomers. Is that a fair assessment? Now, New York Post, for example, reported that 2 migrants, one of whom was armed with a fully automatic firearm, stole a policeman's car in New York City. Here is that article. Migrants rob off-duty New York Police Department's officer's personal car at gunpoint. I mean, you bring in millions of people into the country that are illegal, that came across the border illegally. You're going to have a bunch of bad apples. And when you bring that many folks through and just hope for the best, here's your date for your court hearing on your immigration status. I hope to see you. Do good while you're in the community, just roaming around. That whole thing has led to just, a bunch of shenanigans taking place that we knew would happen. I mean, prior presidents have predicted it, right? Yeah, I'm not going to name names, but they've outright come out and said, hey, if crime go through the roof, here we are talking about it. The paper noted that police think the 2 are Venezuelan migrants. Shocking. Both were arrested and police identified them as Omar Crespo, 21, and Jose Rivera, 20, both of whom lived in Waterbury, Connecticut. However, authorities believe the suspects gave fake names. No! Oh, I can't believe that. They didn't give their real name. Those, I don't know what to say. Pressures like these have caused auto insurance rates to rise 21% from February 2023 to February 2024. 21% in 1 year. And maybe you've experienced that. Mine's gone up. I feel like everything has gone up. Everything has gone up. Every time you turn around, you're like, what? It costs how much? Jeez. And am I making that much more money? No, I'm making less money. For sure. Just real estate has been down. I mean, it's just been down. And that's my personal problem. But, I'm in an industry that goes whoop, 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 up and down like a yo-yo. Michael Berry of the Insurance Information Institute told WREG TV that crime is a factor in insurance rates. Really? I didn't know. The insurer does account for where you live as one of the variables. Not only your driving record, but what are the vandalism and theft trends in your community? That has an impact on what you pay for auto insurance as well, Barry said. Isn't that racist? Isn't that somehow just straight up racist? I think so. No, it's based on numbers, right? It's based on numbers. Hey, your community is stealing more stuff. Therefore, it's going to cost you more to insure the stuff that your community is stealing. There was the Kia and Hyundai thefts, certain models being stolen to the point where 2 name brand auto insurers were not taking on new customers in certain American cities. Yeah, no can do. No can do. We're not insuring. Yeah, not open for business. How come? Well, odds are your car's going to get jacked. We're not taking on anybody in your city. Oh, you're in Oakland? Yeah. Let's look up the bipping factor in Oakland. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. No insurance for you. Or if you want insurance, it's going to be expensive. Yeah, within the last couple of days, I did a podcast on a business owner here in Seattle who had taken $120,000, $130,000 worth of insurance money because he had so many break-ins between his 4 brick and mortar businesses. And the insurance company, commercial insurance company, said, yeah, we can't insure you anymore. You've had a terrible run of claims. Till those claims kind of fall off your record, no can do. And so then what that means is that the business owner can't renew his lease, can't even keep up his existing lease. He's in violation of his lease terms if he doesn't have a commercial policy. Most leases on commercial space where you're renting, office space like where I'm sitting now, require you to have an insurance policy to cover a bunch of the liability so the landlord doesn't have to take that on. Pass it on to the little guy, right? So that business owner decided, well, if the city and state and county isn't going to provide the public safety protection that my businesses need, and I can no longer get insurance, screw those guys. I'm not going to pay any taxes. Yeah. I mean, I get where he's coming from, but when you don't pay taxes like that, you're not collecting payroll taxes. You're not collecting, all the consumer taxes, sale and purchase of stuff. When you're not doing that, I think somebody's going to come knocking on that door pretty quickly. But he said, hey, if my businesses are going to go down, I'm going to go down in flames and I'm not paying any taxes. So, I mean, novel approach. And a lot of you say that all the time. Well, just don't pay taxes. Now, why don't you try it and you see how that works out? And then you put up a YouTube video and let me know. Indeed, most big cities are seeing jumps in carjackings, and that is also affecting insurance rates. According to the Daily Signal, in 2023, the National Insurance Crime Bureau reported more than 1 million auto thefts in the U.S., the most since 2007, right at the beginning of the Great Recession. The Daily Signal wrote in June, Washington, D.C. saw a staggering 64% increase in vehicle thefts in 2023. Consequently, insurance rates in the nation's capital rose by 30% between 2022 and 2023. Nevada endured an 18% increase in motor vehicle theft, and insurance rates climbed 35% in the Silver State. Now, you've also got an issue where the criminals know they're going to get away with it. Even if they get popped by the police in a lot of these big West Coast cities, you don't even have the ability for the police to chase you down. So you've got a lack of police officers. You've got a lack of enforcement. You've got a lack of prosecuting the criminals, and you just got a bunch of criminals running around doing their shenanigans because they know that they're going to get away with it. We had literally a shootout of gang members in Seattle, 101st and Aurora Avenue North. I mean, just shots fired. I mean, just out on a major arterial, just shooting at one another. I mean, it was so blatant. In Seattle, you don't have enough police. So by the time the police roll up, they've been taking care of other calls. By the time they roll up, all they're doing is counting a bunch of shells, a bunch of casings. Looks like there's a lot of shooting here tonight. And that's about all they can do. About all I can, unless somebody gets hit, and then they, take them to the hospital, whatever. But you've got a situation where you've got criminal activity just going crazy. And because they know they're going to get away with it. Crime does pay. It's paying very well right now. Whether it's, stealing cars, bashing cars, bipping, retail theft, human trafficking, sex trafficking, all that makes oodles of money. I mean, we know because the cartels are in it as well, right? And they're behind a whole bunch of this trafficking because they got a wide open southern border, or at least it used to be. But don't worry. Kamala Harris, she said that she's really going to work on things down the road. The unofficial border czar. But now the media say, oh, she was never the border czar. She was never the border czar. She was there just to find out the root causes in Guatemala and Venezuela and Honduras, some countries like that. She's just there to find out the root cause. Just do something. Just do something. But no, that's not going to happen. Catalytic converter thefts are also wreaking havoc among car owners, especially in California. I had mine taken off my Ford F-350. I just replaced it not too long ago. $350. I think I found new part online. Came with the kit, came with the gasket, brackets, and Ford F-350 is already tall enough where you can almost kneel underneath it, right? Even when you're 6'1". So on your back, it took me a while to get it in there, but catalytic converters, big thing, right? And that was a huge thing. Insurance claims. You got insurance claims. People are making insurance claims. Several years ago, the federal government announced the takedown of a multi-million-dollar catalytic converter theft ring that worked out of California, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Virginia, and Wyoming. At least 21 people were arrested in the investigation. All right, but that's chump change compared to the activities going on out there because, again, lack of enforcement, lack of prosecuting. We don't want to put anybody in jail. We just want to let them go. And the illegals in these big blue sanctuary city, virtue signaling cities, they don't get turned over to ICE. Oh, no, that's not American-like, right? I mean, you gotta keep all these, even the illegals that are committing all the crime. We don't want to turn them over to ICE. No, we just want to keep them in the United States continuing their crime spree because that's what we're doing. And that's literally what you've got going on. ICE does not turn over in Chicago, New York City. And you've heard the mayors complain about that here in Seattle. Oh, no, you can't turn them over. There's this deal where they believe that all immigrants are perfect family-oriented units. And everybody's just great coming across the border. Well, odds are when you bring millions and millions and millions of people into the country over the last 3.5 years, you're going to have some bad apples. And we do have some bad apples. And those bad apples are committing some crime. And your insurance rates are going up as a result of some of that crime happening. I mean, it's just data. It's straight up data. So when you see, the mainstream media tell you, hey, crime's decreasing, then ask yourself, well, then why is insurance going so high? Well, it's a complex situation, Sean. It's really complex. It's not as simple as you make it. All right. Tell me. Tell me what the deal is, because I'm reading right here. Yeah. Certain element out there, they're doing the stealing shenanigans and boop. Yep, there goes insurance. 2023 officials in Colorado brought a 121 count indictment against 13 migrants for an organized car theft ring. All right, there's another example. Here's what you got going on. It's one part and parcel of a much bigger problem, right? Rising crime is costing all Americans more in insurance rates, but the auto-related crime perpetrated by migrants is not just a problem in the U.S. All right, all of North America. As illegal migration has soared in the U.S., it has risen in Canada, thanks to the open border policies of Canadian President Justin Trudeau. Boy, that guy, what a tool. That guy is a tool, right? On Tuesday, for instance, the Toronto Star reported that Canadian police had arrested 18 people, including a 14-year-old boy, in connection with a violent armed carjacking and home invasion ring. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's happening all over. It's happening all over because the criminals know that they're going to get away with it. They've got a hall pass. Since the whole George Floyd thing, since Fentanyl Floyd, this has been, it's like a memo went out. Hey, do your shenanigans. It's going to be okay. A few of you are going to get caught. A few of you are going to get prosecuted. But the vast majority of you, now is your time to flourish. Make it shine. Make it happen. Make the money rain. And that's what they're doing. Because they've been told by lack of inaction by authorities and by politicians basically reining things back. Well, you can't stop everybody. That's racist. You've gone down these roads and now even in Chicago, they're kind of thinking, you know what? we might want to let our police pursue some of these criminal deals a little bit, more. Just a little bit more, a scooch more. Because in so many cases, the police have to pull back per current policy. You got to let cops do their thing. You just do. Because if you don't, this is what happens. Your insurance rates go up. And then people are sitting at home going, oh, good Lord, that's not good. It's impacting me. Yeah. All of these actions that happen, all the crazy stuff going on with the illegals coming into our cities, taking up housing, taking up resources, committing crimes. I'm not saying that there's a massive spike because of illegals, but it's part of the problem. You've got all kinds of entities involved in the stolen car industry because it's big, big money. I mean, you see stolen car parts in homeless encampments all the time. The prime currency is bikes because they're lighter, they're more portable, and everybody needs a bike, right? That doesn't live in a real home. So, you've got a situation where since 2020, things just absolutely boom. Yeah, just went through the roof, and they're continuing to. And on top of that, we've had inflation, right? We've had some of the historic inflation. We had historically low inflation, prior administration. Now we're experiencing the after effects of here's what happens when you call something the Inflation Reduction Act and you pump a bunch more money into the economy. Yeah. Inflation didn't get reduced, did it? Yeah, no, Inflation Reduction Act, Inflation Production Act. Yeah. All right. On the top of that, your car's insurance rates are going to go up. That's great. That's swell. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. I'll catch up with you in the next one. Appreciate you attending. Bye for now.